Hello, new manga now. It's a manga by the name of Yomi no Tsugai or Tsugai of the Underworld. It's a work by Arakawa Hiromu sensei. Now, where on earth could I have heard that name before? Oh yeah, it's the mangaka of Full Metal Alchemist. This manga has to be good, right? I mean, Full Metal Alchemist was an A1 show, so there's a lot of expectations this series has to beat. But here's the plot twist. I'm going to be basing my opinion entirely on the first chapter, which is the only chapter I've read because I want to log my first impressions of the series without having seen anything else. Assess how well the first chapter really grips the reader, you know? That said, the story starts off with the birth of two twins, but for some reason, the old lady helping deliver the babies makes it a point to have the twins' birth separated by day and night. By that I mean the younger twin was born minutes after the other when dawn finally broke. It's a weird thing to make a point of, but the old lady also says that the twins will be the ones to rule over the Tsugai. By Jove, that's the name of the manga! Another curious thing this old lady brings up. Brief note, the first chapter is called Asa and Yoru, and to my limited knowledge of the Nipponese, Asa means morning and Yoru means night, which would make sense, but our main guy is named Yoru, which most certainly does not mean night. Probably, I don't know, I'm not a Japan. Then we skip a few years into the future and we see our main guy Yuru as he's admiring a dragon fart before his friend Danji shows up. And through some handy exposition, we find out more about Yuru and get to see more about Yuru's home village, which looks pretty cool. It's built atop a mountain place thingo. I didn't do much geography in school if you couldn't tell. We also find out that Yuru works as a hunter in his village, helping people out and stuff. Cause, you know, that's how a shonen protagonists do. We also find out that the village has a guardian deity by the name of Sayu-sama. I'll try to remember that. Anyways, it turns out the old lady from the beginning is Danji's grandmother, and so, like Usopp in the Boin Boin archipelago, the plot thickens. We also find out that Asa, Yuru's sister, is being kept in a cell of sorts for some reason. I'm still not sure of it. It doesn't seem like she minds though, and Yuru treats it like it's something normal, which makes me think that something is definitely afoot. There's more that happens, but I can't discuss it without spoiling a lot, so you'll have to settle for this first half, which is coincidentally the point where I get distracted by other things when watching a soccer match. With the whole first chapter in consideration, I think this manga has a really solid foundation, and I would love to see how far it takes this idea. The Tsugai seem so interesting, and while I'm probably not the first person to make this comparison, they remind me of stands from JoJo. I also noticed how they were really trying to hammer down the idea of duality in this chapter, so I think I'll make a mental note of that. There's a whole thing of day and night, the siblings having light and dark hair, the fact that the Tsugai come in pairs, and yep, this is what we in the field call a pattern. What field? My field. This chapter did really plant a lot of seeds that resulted in a very confused and interested me. I don't know where the story's going, but it can only be somewhere good. So take my advice and get to reading. There's only 7 chapters for now, so this is prime opportunity to start reading. But if you don't want to, well, you're gonna have to.